We believe that life is better connected, and our aim is to help our young people find genuine friends and a supportive community. We also think that the best way to navigate this COVID season is by engaging together in smaller groups. We would love to help get them connected in this way by joining one of our Hangout groups. For any questions or further information, just email youth@forgechurch.com or check out the Forge website.
Hello and welcome to Motion Live. Now, I'm not Tim, I'll admit. I am slightly better looking, I am slightly better dressed, and I am also slightly taller. But my name is Sam, and I will be leading you this evening through tonight's programme. I will admit it's my first time doing this, so I don't know why Tim gave me this job. I've got like 8 lights pointing at me, 3 different cameras. Thank goodness we did a rehearsal earlier, because I spent like 5 minutes looking into the wrong camera. But we'll see. Tim's at a wedding today, but we'll be back soon as well. So we've got a great week planned for you. We've got the final of our talk of our series called In Habits, which I don't know about you, but I have found really, really helpful to be getting involved with as well. We've got the 5th and the penultimate challenge of our Knock and Fun, which I was gutted not to be involved with, because that got sprung on me. But this time it is the Strawberry Lace Race, which is a classic. Now, I would back myself. I have absolutely no idea of the results, but I would back myself in a race with pretty much anyone over that. So we'll see. I genuinely have zero idea as to how that's going to go. But we've also got to introduce the new series that we're going to be starting in a few weeks' time. We've also got some, we're going to have some stuff going on in the chat, and we've got some music as well. And speaking of music, I don't know if you guys watched it this morning, but how great was it to see Noah drumming away on the drums? I thought that was epic. That was so cool to see. But, so let us know in the chat if you're watching. I've already had a quick look. Summer got in there first with the first comment, as always. I've seen Izzy and I've seen Mia as well, and Tegan, so welcome to all of you. But if you put your name in there, I will give you a shout out later on as well. Now, when Tim gave this, said, are you happy to do this? He did say you can do a quiz, and I thought, yeah, why not? Now, I'm unashamedly a massive Harry Potter fan. So that's another thing you can pop in the comments. Put in the comments as to which house you'd be, if you know which house you'd be. But so what I'm going to do is I'm going to ask you 5 questions, and I don't want you to put the answers in the chat, but we will count them up at the end and we'll see how you guys get on. You happy with that? Well, I mean, tough, I'm going to do it anyway. So, right, question number 1. What was the name of the tree that Ron and Harry drove the car into? So what was the name of the tree that Ron and Harry crashed their car into in 2nd year? Question number 2. Rubeus Hagrid becomes a teacher, but what does he teach? So what does Hagrid teach? Question 3. What is the name of Hermione's cat? What is the name of Hermione's cat? Question number 4. What is Snape's self-declared title whilst he is a student at Hogwarts? So what is Snape's self-declared title whilst he's at Hogwarts? Question number 5. What is the name given to someone that can speak to snakes? So Harry's one of these, Voldemort's one of these, but what is the name given to someone if they can speak to snakes? Now, I don't know if you know this, but I'm actually a bit of a bit of a magician myself. So, you ready? Background Changicus! I'm at Hogwarts. I love that. That's just so cool. That blows my mind every time we do that. It's so, so good. Anyway, right, what we're going to do, we're going to quickly run through the answers. So, question 1 was, what was the name of the tree that Harry and Ron drove their car into? Was the Whomping Willow. Question number 2, what does Hagrid teach? He teaches care of magical creatures. Picks it up in the 3rd book. Number 3, what is the name of Hermione's cat? It is Crookshanks. That's the name of the cat. Question number 4, what was Severus Snape's self-declared title whilst at Hogwarts? Now, we learn this in the 6th book, and it's actually the name of the 6th book. He gives himself the title of the Half-Blood Prince. He does that because he's half-blood, and his mum's name is Eileen Prince. So, there we go. And question number 5, what is the name of someone that can speak to snakes? It's a Parselmouth. So, let us know in the chat how you got on, and we will come back to those in a bit. But now it's time for, let's face it, one of the best things we can do is go to Knock and Fun, and if you're anything like me, this is going to be stuck in your head for a long time.
We have a new game. A challenge for mind, body and spirit. Only the great shall prevail. What's it called, I hear you ask?
Knock and Fun! Knock and Fun! You have to watch closely cause we might show up with a camera and a host to wishing you luck. We'll come knocking with our theme tune rocking cause it's time to slay! Knock and Fun!
Welcome to another game or episode of Knock and Fun. What's your name? Where'd you come from?
Sam and Petter.
Petter? I've never heard of Petter before.
You're in it.
Knock and Fun!
Round 5 is the strawberry lace game. Do you know how to play?
I think so, yeah.
Ready, steady, go!
Oh no!
Oh, that's a bad start.
The pressure is too much.
He's quick. Oh, that is quick.
Oh my god.
And I dropped it.
Ready?
Ready, steady, go!
Go.
Your enthusiasm is shocking, Meg. Come on, Meg.
You don't want the forfeit.
What do they do? Chew, swallow.
Chew, swallow, chew, swallow, chew, swallow.
Make sure it's all gone.
Swallow.
Show us your mouth.
Chew, swallow, chew, swallow. Good jaw exercise.
Ready, steady, go! Step. Is that cheating or is you using that other hand? I'm not sure.
You're just like guiding it in. You're meant to
When your mouth is empty, open it wide.
add 30 seconds to that.
Cool. Okay.
Hold on.
Three, 2, 1, go!
This game's always funny. Gets up. You've got to show us you have to laugh after as well.
You can hear that. It's going to be lovely on sound. Cool.
I sent these.
Ready,
Time
steady,
as well.
go!
So shut yourself up. Oh, you got it. You swallow it as well. Shall I
Yeah.
your mouth? Yeah. That's harder.
Nice. That's deep.
We have a new game. A challenge of the mind, body and spirit. Only the great shall prevail. What's it called, I hear you ask?
Nothing fun. Nothing fun. You have to watch closely because we might show up with a camera and a host to wishing you luck. Welcome knocking with a future rocking 'cause it's time to play. Knocking fun.
I am so glad that I was actually able to win that, still having said what I said, because like I say, I would back myself in most things, but I dropped it and don't know what's going to happen. So with 1 week to go, as you saw, the points are all to play for, but what we need to know from you guys is, does Zoe's count? Like, I mean, everyone knows the rules of the Strawberry Lace Race is no hands, but we're going to leave that up to you guys. So put it in the comments, let us know what you think, and we'll come back to it. But well, yeah, we want to know, is it Zoe yay for yes, she should be allowed to keep her points, or Zoe nay for nah, get rid of them, rules are rules, let's be done with it. So we'll have a little count up at the end, but we want to see if Zoe loses her points or whether she keeps it. But let's have a quick look in the chat. I want to see which of you guys are here. So hello Izzy and Tegan and Mia and Xanthi and Leah. So glad you're all here. Tim and Eliza are here as well. Oh, thanks, Tim. That's such a nice message. Oh, I love that. Jemima and Cameron, Weeping Willow. Well, Whomping Willow, I think is actually the right answer, Cam. Hello, Megan's a Hufflepuff. Tegan's a Gryffindor. Jemima's a Hufflepuff. Oh, I like that. I got that in the first time I did the Izzy Walsh, though. I'm with you. I reckon I'm a Ravenclaw. 100% Ravenclaw. Oh, I'm sorry, Summer. 0. You've only watched it in Russian. Sorry? No way. You've only watched it in... No, that's unbelievable. But yes, so I also want to know, Zoe yay or Zoe nay? We've had 4 people... Didn't tell her. Jemima, it's the rules. It's the rules that you just don't use your hands. But Zoe yay, Zoe nay. We've got 4 at the moment. Keep going. Zoe nay from Tim Sparks. That's a bit harsh, Tim, but that's fine. It's rules, isn't it? It's rules. Anyway, we will come back to those in a little bit. It's now time for our talk, and like I've said before, I don't know about you, but I found this series really helpful. I've loved being able to go along with the Bible plan at the same time, and it's just been such a great reminder of how important these habits that we can build up to maintain this relationship with God. So let's watch together.
How many of you have a favourite sport? Or maybe you've got a favourite sports team. You know, you've got the shirt, an autograph from your favourite player, and you do not miss a game no matter what. How many of you love a team like that? For those that don't know, I support Liverpool, and let me just indulge myself for a minute as we watch this together. That clip shows both the highs and lows of being a football fan. For some fans, it's more lows than highs, but you get the idea. When it's good, it's really good. When they score an important goal or win a big trophy, you might find yourself running around the house, jumping up and down, hugging and kissing random people if you're lucky enough to be in the stadium. That's because your reaction on the outside matched the emotion that's on the inside in response to what your team did. You weren't thinking about how to react. Your love for your team just brought it out of you. However, when it's not going so well, your reaction might be different. Maybe you threw your arms up in disgust. Maybe you even yelled at the TV. Or if it's a really bad day, you might find yourself even shedding a tear. Again, your reaction on the outside matched the emotion that's on the inside in response to what your team did. For you, it might not be a sports team, but it might be a band. You know, you've been to a concert and you sung at the top of your lungs to their songs, and you even cried real tears when the band split up. Now, hang on in there with me. I'm not going crazy talking about this, I promise. Because now, instead of you're talking about your favourite team, I want you to think about God. All throughout this series, we've been talking about how we can love and connect with an invisible God. How we can build those habits into our lives that will make knowing and relating to God happen more naturally. And today, we're going to talk about something that might look a little bit strange to someone who isn't familiar with church, but something that, if we better understand it, can help us know God in a whole new way. Today, we're going to talk about worship. A lot of us would describe worship as being that time at the beginning of a church service when the band or a choir comes out and we spend some time singing to or about God. And that may not seem so weird to people who have been in church for a while, but to a lot of people, the idea of singing to God might seem, well, a little strange. I used to work with some people that used to call it Christian karaoke, which, when you think about it, is kind of pretty accurate. Sure, we may have been to a concert or even sung at the top of our lungs in the car, but those songs are usually about someone getting, their heart broken, or about getting money, or other random stuff that people include in their songs. So when it comes to singing songs to God, or the other things that people do during this designated worship time, it can sometimes feel strange. You may even find yourself asking questions like, why do people put their hands up? If I do decide to raise my hands, when can I put my hands down? Some people cry when they sing at church. What if I never cry? What if I don't like or know the song? Am I still supposed to sing? Am I supposed to stand up? What if I don't know God? Can I still sing songs about him? Is worship just singing? But what if I can't sing? And what about those strange lyrics that sometimes show up, like, worthy is the lamb that was slain, or wash me in your blood, or there's another in the fire? I mean, is that what worship is all about? Or is there more to it than that? Well, like everything that we have talked about in this series, worship is a way for us to connect to God better and to love God better. And at its core, worship is simply responding rightly to God. As in, making sure God is the main thing or top priority, the ultimate being. Think about it. We respond to things all the time. Think again about that sports team that you care about. You talk about it. You jump up when things are going well, and you mope around the house when they fail. You let it play a significant role in your life. Sports aren't the only thing that we respond to in this way. We cry during our favourite movie. Or we get in a really good mood when we listen to a favourite song. We talk about the weather when it feels good outside. And we text all of our friends the TikTok that they just have to watch. We respond to things all the time. Not only that, but we respond to things all the time without even thinking. You just do it out of a reaction. How many of you have been stung by a jellyfish? Well, you don't have to think too much about how to respond. Ouch. I just got stung. Or how many of you have ever put your hand in a fire and got burnt? Well, without thinking, most of us would typically respond with, oh no, I just got burnt. Well, maybe a little bit stronger than that, but you get the point. See, the point is that there are so many things in life that we respond to in a natural reaction because of what it did to us. Also, we respond to things based on our experiences. While you now jump up for joy when your favourite team does well, you probably didn't always do that. What probably happened is that a family member or a friend responded in that way, and that's how you learned how to respond. The point is, there are some things in life that we respond to because we've observed the ways others reacted to it. Whether we respond without thinking or a response comes from something that we've seen, I think we can all relate to this idea of worship in some way or another. And today, we want to talk about worship as it relates to God and who He is. At about the middle part of the Bible, there's a book called Psalms. In this book, we get to see God's people worshipping Him. In Psalm chapter 95, we read this: "Come, let us sing for joy to the Lord. Let us shout aloud to the rock of our salvation. Let us come before Him with thanksgiving and extol Him with music and song." The writer of this psalm is saying they're singing because the Lord was their salvation. They were singing with thanksgiving because God actually saved them from something, because God did something for them. They're responding on the outside by singing because of an emotion, which was joy, that they felt on the inside because something that God had done. He'd saved His people. The psalmist recognised that God was the source of this great thing that had happened, and they wanted him to know that they recognised Him and the work that He did. In the same way, this psalmist's song reminds us that nothing in the world is more deserving of our praise and worship than God. Music helps us to take what we are feeling on the inside and demonstrate it on the outside. It puts words to our emotions and feelings. It captures a mood that we may be quite, difficult to capture with words alone. Think about it. Music fires us up before a big game or helps us to go for a run. Music can make us happy when we've had the worst day. Music can help us focus while we're trying to do homework. Music can even be played in the background of a message like this, and for some reason that makes us focus more intently. God created music, and God knows that music is emotional, so it helps us channel our response to who He is and what He has done. The reason we collectively sing songs about God at church is to focus our emotions on Him. As a group, we declare that we're not a bunch of random people who meet just for the sake of it. We're people who worship God for who He is and what He has done. But worship is not just about emotion. It's also about humility. Whether you're worshipping privately or as in a group, worship is a way of declaring, God, you are greater than we are. God, you are bigger and better than we can imagine. Worship focuses our attention in one direction, to God. However, music isn't the only way we can worship God. In fact, a guy named Paul writes about worship in a completely different way. Whatever you do, work at it with all your heart, as working for the Lord, not for human masters. In other words, yes, worship is singing songs and participating that way, but worship is also bigger than that. It's a way to live in light of who God is. It's not simply about music. It's not even just about emotion. Worship is about living for God. It is about responding to who He is and what He has done in all areas of our life. It's about getting God out of the church box that we might have Him in and make Him part of everything that we do. And when we see worship this way, we can see how powerful it can be, because worshipping God helps us know Him better. So whether your worship is through singing, praying, serving, reading, walking, or anything, remember that all of it is a chance to acknowledge who God is and what He has done. That's worship. That's a habit worth getting into. So this week, let's work on changing the way that we think about worship. Let's try to see it instead of us a time slot in our everyday. Everything you do every day can be an act of worship, because everything you do every day can be a response to God and who He is. Here are some ideas of how you can get started with this. Maybe you can create a Spotify playlist of worship songs and listen to it as you work, study, run, or anything that you do in your day. Or maybe you can pick an activity that you love to do each day, and instead of just completing it, do it as an act of worship. Find ways to do that activity in a way that honours God. You're basically choosing one activity a day and turning up the God volume on that activity. Or how about pay attention to the things that get your attention? See something beautiful. Acknowledge God being the one behind it. Every experience you have this week, use it as a chance to learn more about who God is and what God is like. No matter what you end up doing or where you end up doing it, whether at school, at home, or somewhere else in your community, make that your place of worship. It honours God when you do everything you do as if you're working for the Lord, because you are. And when you do everything in response to God, you are worshipping Him. When you worship Him, you begin to live how He lives. When you begin to live how He lives, you know Him better. Worshipping God helps us know Him better. Worship isn't only about when we sing, but singing together is a great way to worship. There is something really meaningful about a whole bunch of people saying the same words to the God that we love. So, let's close by singing a worship song together, reminding ourselves what God is like and why He is worthy of our attention and praise. It's not the only way to worship, but it's a great way to make God the centre of your attention. And it's a great way to remind yourself that He's worth worshipping in all areas of your life.
Song we could ever sing, worthy of all the praise we could ever bring, worthy of every breath we could ever breathe. We live for you, we live for you. Jesus, the name above every other name. Jesus, the only one who could ever save, is worthy of every breath we could ever breathe. We live for you, we live for you. Only there is no one like you, there is none beside you. Open up my eyes in wonder, show me who you are and fill me with your heart and lead me in your love to those around me.
From the top, worthy of every song.
Worthy of every song we could ever sing, worthy of all the praise we could ever bring, worthy of every breath we could ever breathe. We live for you, we live for you. Jesus, the name above every other name.
Dear Lord, I want to thank you for worship. I want to thank you for what it means and the variety in ways in which we can worship and we can honor you, Lord. I want to pray that as we go forwards this week and beyond, that we'll be able to invite you into the areas of our lives that maybe we've kept you away from, and that we'll really feel that fulfillment, and that we'll be able to, like I say, honor you in that moment. Amen. Awesome. Thanks for joining us, guys. It's shortly going to be time for you to head away to your hangout groups. But before we do, I want to head back to the comments and see whether it's Zoe yay or Zoe nay. I mean, I'm looking up and there are an awful lot of Zoe yays in there. I think we've got to give it to her. Oh, there is one Zoe nay. Two with John. Three. Oh, it's a bit. No, I think we've got to give it to her. Zoe, well done. Despite breaking the rules, you get second place. So well done. Just before we go again, I just want to just let you know what's going to be happening over the next little while. So next week, Tim's decided that he wants another holiday, so we are not meeting at all. So there's no Motion Live next week. The week after, we are going to be meeting here for a physical social. We are going to be, weather permitting, of course. It's been pretty rubbish over the last little while, hasn't it? So what we are going to be doing is hopefully playing a few games. We might even have a barbecue, because that's just the ultimate summer thing, isn't it? Your parents should be emailed all of the information, but if not, either speak to your Hangout leaders and they'll be able to pass the info on, or email youth@forgechurch.com. And then the following week, which I believe will be Sunday the 13th, we start a brand new series. So I will see you shortly, but let's check out that new series together. Excited for that to be starting. So like I said, it's now time for your hangout groups. My hangout, we're going to be a little bit later because I've got to get back home, but enjoy. Thanks.